Hello and welcome to Jurisedge Academy's YouTube channel. Today we are going to quickly talk about some important last minute tips that can come in handy in the coming CLAT PG 2023 examination. So the exam is scheduled on 18 December and you can do a few things that can be really helpful in cracking this very important competitive exam. So let's go through some 5 last minute tips and see how we can make our performance better in this examination. So the first and the most important thing is to read your instructions carefully. So the paper that will be given to you will have a sheet of instructions and it is important to go through them once because there may be changes in the pattern or in the paper or in the instructions that may be important for you. So it is always important for any competitive exam to read the instructions that are provided because they are there for a purpose and you should take out 2 to 3 minutes to go through them at least once. Coming to the second important tip, since CLAT PG has a comprehension based pattern, you should follow the tip of reading the questions first and then if there is a need, you may read the passage. So because of the change in the pattern, there will be a comprehension followed with 6 or 10 questions depending on how the CLAT authorities are feeling. So you should always go through the questions first because they may or may not be related to the passage. And secondly, they may be concept-based questions which could be answered irrespective of the passage. So first make sure that you're answering those questions which do not require a reading of the passage, which will be in majority. Then if you feel that there is a question or there are a few questions that you are not certain of, or the questions that may have the answer in the passage itself, then you may refer to the passage. So this will also save your time. And secondly, when you will read the passage, you will know what answers you are looking for. Another important thing, so far as jurisprudence section is concerned in CLAT PG, in the last 2 years, most of the answers of the questions of jurisprudence were in the passage itself. They were either in the passage or they could be implied from the passage. So make sure that for jurisprudence, you do go through the passage carefully, but even in that, do read the questions first. Coming to the third important tip, fill your OMR sheet alongside as you answer. So this is again an important tip that applies for all competitive exams in which you have to fill an OMR sheet. It is because it serves two purposes. One is that as you answer the question and as certain you are about answering it, you should fill it alongside because that will save you important time in the end. Secondly, it also helps you not panic in the exam because if you leave the whole filling of OMR sheet to the last, let's say 10 to 15 minutes, then you may panic and that may end up in filling the OMR sheet incorrectly. So always fill your OMR as you answer the questions. Next important tip is divide your time in advance. So you know that the exam is of 2 hours and you know the pattern, you know tentatively how many questions will be there. So in accordance with that, make a strategy for yourself and divide your time before you actually attempt the paper. Make sure that you are dividing it in a sense that you keep some time for attempting the paper in one go, then leaving the questions that you are unsure of or the questions in which you are not certain of between two options. You can keep those questions for the end. So what strategy works best for you? In line with that, you should divide your time in advance and you should keep the last 20 to 30 minutes minimum for checking if you have left any important question that you could answer or for deciding questions in which you are uncertain whether you want to attempt them or not. Last important tip is apply elimination method and take calculated risk. So in any competitive exam, it is important to be mindful of the negative marking that comes with it. But you don't have to fear the negative marking to an extent where you do not take any risk in the paper. So be smart with your risk, take calculated risk. If you are doubtful between two options in a questions, it is wise to take a guess. If you have an intuition which tells you that this should be the answer, see if you want to go with it or not. But the idea is neither to over attempt the paper or to under attempt it. So do apply elimination method, do take calculated risk and make sure that you are attempting a good number but also be mindful of the negative marking that comes with it. So hopefully these tips have helped you. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to the channel, and all the very best for your CLAT PG examination.